Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR Heat 5 Career Mode here on the channel. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we're going racing here from Road America, another road course on the schedule, another opportunity for ourselves to get a really big points day after a very strong points weekend at the Pocono doubleheader now, where we find ourselves less than 10 points again below the cut line. Going into this Road America weekend, actually, I had the opportunity to do an Xfinity Series race in the number 61 car. Actually, it was in a Toyota Supra, so fortunately Chevrolet was kind of let me actually jump over into a Toyota here in the Xfinity Series, and we were able to bring a back marker car actually up into the top 10 here by the end of this race on the Xfinity side of things. So nice to get some more Xfinity seat time under my belt, and at a track where I feel like we're going to need some more seat time because, you know, I'm obviously, when it comes to the road courses, a lot stronger at the road courses, but this probably being one of my weakest road courses on the schedule for me personally, so I was excited to get a little bit more seat time there. So we brought home a nice strong top 10 finish there for the 61 team on the Xfinity side of things, and we jumped through into the Cup Series side of things, and such an important time of the season. Now every episode we're going to be really paying attention to the playoff grid because we are so close with both Alex Bowman as well as Matt DiBenedetto. We're going to be scrapping it out with those two drivers for the remainder of this regular season, I'm sure. I'm hopeful that we can build enough of a gap and get above that cut line to where we can go into the Daytona regular season finale and not have to worry. The big thing that we're hoping that doesn't happen, of course, is that somebody behind us in the points doesn't win. We do not need that to happen, because then it's going to be even more difficult to make it into the playoffs, because then we're not fighting Bowman and DiBenedetto, we're battling whoever's ahead of us at that point as well. But nonetheless, we come through to cross the line here in qualifying with a decent lap. It was a 2:07.096, and that puts us P16, which I was actually pretty happy with that lap, well above our goal by over 2 seconds. So overall, like I said, relatively happy with that lap. Bowman there actually P17, Matt DiBenedetto right there in front of us as well. How about that? What are the odds of that? Kurt Busch and Larson, by the way, in the front row, but what are the odds of that? The two guys were fighting right here, right in front of me and right behind me here as we were getting ready to go green flag racing. It's no wonder why we're so close fighting for this final playoff spot, us three, because we're kind of in the kind of same general running area for a lot of this season so far. But this road course being my opportunity, I think, to gain points and maybe even get inside that playoff cut line here at the conclusion of this episode. But it's a long race, Road America, very long circuit, takes over 2 minutes to get around here. Plenty of things can happen now as well. We got to worry about rivals here as we're going to get underway from Road America from the 16th starting position. But when we talk about rivals, you look immediately in front of us. There's two of them. We got Martin Truex Jr. to worry about, as well as Eric Jones. Now, surprisingly, Eric Jones had a really good qualifying effort, so we're going to have to deal with him potentially here today, as well as he's in the first, I think, 3 rows as we head through this first and opening corner. Matt DiBenedetto there on my left side, Bowman there behind us as well as we head down towards turn 2. Just kind of relaxing, staying in behind that number 14 of Chase Briscoe. Don't want to get over aggressive on this opening lap, although the restarts are our prime opportunity to gain positions here today. We still don't want to push that envelope a little bit too far, so I was trying to make sure we just keep this car in one piece here on this opening lap, and therefore we can have ourselves a good chance to get a nice stage result here and hopefully get some stage points. There we're going 3 wide here into turn 3 this is, and the 42 lunge went up the inside of the 11, and then there were 3 wide with Blaney and whatnot, and I was able to get around all of them around the outside and even passing Chase Briscoe as well, so up into P12. Already a little bit early to say, but already a good start here in Road America now. Is if we can clear that 14 here, which we will, that gives us the, you know, verification that we got that 12th spot. But here comes Hamlin actually to fight up my right hand side. We get ahead of him. We break way deeper than Denny, and actually we're gonna get alongside our rival here, Martin Truex Jr. I'm trying to make this pass really quick and easy here because I don't want to have to deal with Truex trying to go Bodo's mode, and he actually is gonna run into the back of me. That's the frustrating thing about rivals. That's why it's so hard to get rid of rivals, because if they have an opportunity to hit you, they're going to take it, and then they're going to use that as their opportunity to be more angry at you, which makes no sense. But nonetheless, going into the braking zone here in the final turn, Truex sends one on the inside. It's going to rough me up, actually shove me wide out of the groove. So Truex moves back forward into the position here, and only 2 laps, by the way, in stage 1. So we're already coming up to the final lap of this stage. We do stay ahead of Truex's teammate, of Denny Hamlin, at least coming to the white flag here as we continue to run P12 and into the same corner that I tried to go around the outside of Truex on the first lap. We're going to do it again, actually, here. We're going to be wheel to wheel, door to door as we head down into that carousel. This time we aren't able to get clear into the carousel, so Truex is going to basically just try and drive me into the grass. We still managed to get clear, and then he tries to run into the back of us here, but we are going to be able to get ahead of him and hopefully not have to worry about him for the rest of the race here. Now, as we're actually going to be able to pounce right here on the number 9 of Chase Elliott, maybe even the 10 of Eric Almirola as well here into the braking zone, and this is such a tricky braking zone to get down here. Canada corner, this is just my home corner here as we head down into the right-hander. We get clear of Almirola and Elliott. So up into 9th place we go. 2 points here for us and DiBenedetto as well as Alex Bowman. No stage points currently for them here. Now through the penultimate turn, this has turned into a very strong first and opening stage for us here in this Flow Racing number 27 RCR Chevrolet Camaro. Out of the final turn, we head down this very long straightaway, and up the hill, of course, is what we gotta go, but it is going to be P9. 2 points here in stage 1. Sounds like such a small number, but for our current position, that is a really important and big 2 points for the regular season standings for us there. So I was pretty happy with that. I feel like we got a car way better than 9th. Honestly, we could be a top 5 car by the end of this day. I don't think we got a car capable of winning this race, even if it's performing at its best with the handling and whatnot. But we definitely, like I said, we got a car that's relatively competitive here today. The road course is kind of being our savior in this regular season, and hopefully that will make the difference. And if we get in the playoffs here at the end of this regular season, Kyle Larson wins the stage, a playoff point to him. He is still yet to win this season. Pit stops there at the end of stage 1. It was only 2 laps, so we're going to get back underway for the start of stage 2 here from Road America. It is time to get in. Turn up the volume. What an opening lap here in stage 2 for us, up into P6 here behind our rival of Eric Jones in that number 43, coming to lap 2 of 3 here in stage 2. 1 extra lap around this time in stage 2, but I was now trying to make a move on this number 43 of Jones here into the braking zone, though I'm actually going to go a little bit too deep into the braking zone there to the left-hander. Such a another tricky braking zone to get down. The braking zones here in Road America, there's some really long straightaways with really heavy braking zones going into like a 90-degree corner. One of the more unique road courses for sure on the schedule here, as we were continuing to try and put pressure on Christopher Bell here as we came through, approaching the final lap of stage 2 already here now, as Kurt Busch is leading the way, but the caution is actually going to come out here. So Kyle Larson, he doesn't win the stage, it's Kurt Busch, but the yellow flag comes out a whole lap early here. So Kurt Busch wins stage 2, and we're going to get P7 in this second stage. So this time though, everybody's coming into the pit lane. We're going to put 4 tires on the car, fill it up with fuel. No adjustments necessary. We gain 1 spot there on the pit lane. So up into P6 we go. Preferred lane, for myself at least, being on the right side going into turn 1. So hopefully an option kind of opens up right here, and we do get a very good launch right here off the line all over the back of Logano. We're going to make it 3 wide with Logano, as well as Chris Buescher Larson side by side with Kurt Busch here as we head down into the braking zone, and we're going to be side by side with that 17 on the exit of turn 1. What a start right there. We get past our rival of Eric Jones, we get past the 22 of Joey Logano, and we're wheel to wheel with that 17 Fastenal Ford Mustang here through the second corner, and a little bit of contact just about there on the exit of turn 2. Larson has the advantage here down the long straightaway. Kurt Busch fights back around that left side, and you can see that left side kind of powering forward. I throw a bit of a side drop there on the back of the, or on the side of the 17 of Buescher here as we head into the braking zone. A little bit cautious into this braking zone as we head down into turn 3, and I still managed to go a little bit deep here. Larson is trying to go the long way around Kurt Busch, and just like we did right there, we went the long way around that 17 of Chris Buescher. He sends one though up the inside into the left-hander, runs into the back of me and sends me wide, so he takes the position back Eric Jones to my left side now, but we're going to be able to get back in front of him. Actually going to rough him up a little bit there. Some contact with the 43 of Jones, so this battle's not over yet. More contact into the braking zone. These two are still side by side. I'm able to dive deep into the corner, so we get alongside that 17 again of Busher here now as we're going to go through the sweeping carousel and up into third place we go. So there we go. We can now try and put the fight to Larson and Kurt Busch. Number 1 Monster Energy Chevrolet out in front over Kyle Larson now as we head down towards this first right-hander kink here of this stage, and we're going to get through there really well. That's our probably strongest part of the track, and it's going to allow me to get ahead of that number 5 of Kyle Larson here now as we head down towards the next heavy braking zone. Can we get to the back of Kurt Busch? Yes, we do. I sent it in too deep, though. We run right into the back of the Monster Energy Chevrolet and send him wide, but we both are able to hold on to it, but it did some damage there to the front end of my car, obviously, here now as we try to remain in front of that number 5 of Kyle Larson. We have some competitive speed. I don't think we have second place speed in this car, to be completely honest, but we find ourselves here in P2 as we go wide there on the exit of the final turn. We remain ahead of Larson for now, but he had a good run here on the run towards turn 1, and he was able to lunge up my inside into the first turn here on lap 12. 7 laps to go from Road America now, and we go wide on the exit of the corner. Larson back up into P2. Was trying really hard to stick with Larson here, and maybe a little bit too hard because I go into the braking zone into turn 3 and I miss it by a mile, way too deep into the corner, all the way into the gravel. Thank goodness that was there, because if that wasn't and it was just concrete, I'm going probably straight into the barrier. We do stay ahead of the 17 for now, but he was running me down too. My pace was falling off, and you can actually see on the track map there was a bunch of cars way behind us, and actually I don't know who it was, but somebody blew an engine and held up like 3/4 of the field, so they were nearly what, about at least a quarter of a lap behind. So it was very unfortunate for them here. Lap 13 though, up the inside goes Chris Buescher. You can see I was now kind of being a little bit more cautious into this braking zone, considering I just full sent into the gravel pit there a few moments prior. So we're gonna now be in this fight right here with the 17 of Chris Buescher. Now do keep in mind we cannot make it to the end of this stage or of this whole race here on field, so we are gonna have to come into the pit lane within the next few laps here. Now I mean, we could stretch it to I think nearly 2-3 laps to go if we wanted to, but it would be smarter to pit earlier here in Road America, because there's always that opportunity for a caution. But if we pit before the caution comes out, we can stay out, and then the drivers of course that haven't pitted, they got to come in and we get to go ahead of all of them. So I was once again behind the 17 of Chris Buescher, trying my best to stick with him here, and the kink was really what my opportunity was to be able to get back to him, and once again we're going to go around the left side of him into the Canada corner. So now I was actually coming in the pit lane here at the conclusion of lap 14. I wanted to be the first one, because that way we can be in the favorable position if the yellow flag does come out. 1 can of fuel, no tires, which is a little bit of a risky call based off our tire wear, but that's what we go with anyways here. Now is it going to be about a 6.2 second pit stop, 6.1 to be exact here now. So fuel only, we exit, and actually we're still up towards nearly the top 20 here in Road America, so that's already a pretty good opportunity for us, and most importantly we're beating Alex Bowman and Matt Benedetto and throughout this whole strategy here. Now down towards the braking zone here on lap 15, and Alex Bowman, he's closing into the back of us. He runs into the back of us and puts us into the concrete barrier. Bowman, the driver, one of the drivers we're battling for the final spot in the playoffs, has gone full bulldoze mode, reminiscent of Brad Keselowski at Texas in 2014 when he drove through the left side of Jeff Gordon and ruined his championship chances here. I, of course, not happy with Alex Bowman here, and by the time we get to the end of the lap, I had run him down, and I was going to let him know we're battling for this final playoff spot. You want to race that way? We're going to give it right back to him. We turn the 48 around here on the final corner, and Bowman is going to face the consequences of just bulldozing us there on the earlier part of the lap. What in the world was he doing? In my opinion, that was a fully justified moment there to go and get him back, as a caution is going to come out with 3 laps to go in Road America, and Kyle Larson, Kurt Busch, all of the front runners have not pitted. I've already pitted, and so have at least 10 other drivers or so behind me. So we are going to stay out, and we're going to take the lead in Road America for overtime. All of a sudden, we have a chance to get our first win in the NASCAR Cup Series. I know my car was starting to fall off. The tires are wearing. We're going to get ready to go back green flag racing here alongside that number 11 FedEx Toyota Camry of Denny Hamlin. Green flag is out. 2 laps remain in overtime here from Road America. We are clear of that number 11 here on this long run here down towards turn 1. My braking is where I've been kind of faltering all day, and Hamlin is going to lunge one up the inside. My car already feels pretty free here actually in that first corner now, as Hamlin is already able to get clear down towards towards turn 2. I tried to lunge one up the inside, but I just don't have the confidence under braking to be able to get into the inside of that number 11 there. He left the door open, but I just couldn't get there, and into the braking zone now here all the way down this long straightaway. I lost even more time to Hamlin, and I was just losing grip in the car very, very quickly, and I was having to kind of settle it down a little bit. But look at this, the car is getting really, really freer than it's been all day long here on this 27 RCR machine. So I was losing hope quick. Hamlin was already about 2 seconds down the road here through the carousel. Look at how sideways I am here. I'm barely touching the gas pedal at this point, and it is just slipping out of control. I have barely any handle on it here. The tires were wearing so quick here, and by the time we were closing in on the final lap of this race, the tire icon is actually going to come on here. White flag in there for Denny Hamlin. It's not going to be the win we were hoping for, but still a chance to get a really good finish here. As you can see though, that tire icon is on, and the tires were wearing very quick, and you can see in turn 1, look at this, it's unbelievable. 15% on the left rear tire. That's the specific tire that's having issues. Every other tire is actually pretty okay here. As we head into turn 2 again, it's just slipping and sliding. I can't get an apex right because the car just wants to slip out, so we gave up 2% there. We're down to 13% here on the long straight one more time here into the braking zone. Kyle Busch to my right hand side. I have to play it so careful into the braking zone now, and even then I still managed to run into the back of the Skittles Toyota Camry here. We're going to try and go around the outside. 11% on the left rear. We actually might blow this tire before we get to the end of the lap, especially when the car's doing that right there, slipping and sliding every single corner. The left-handers being, I think, the worst so far, but you can see it doesn't matter what direction the corner is going, it's sliding all over the place. Imagine, very disappointing here on this final lap to be dealing with this. We were hoping to have a chance to fight for the win, and I should have taken tires on my pit stop because, oh my god, it is so bad at this point here. And now Briscoe is going to go by on the right side. We drop down to 4th place, and now Chastain's going to try and slip one up the inside as well, and I just can't really fight that hard, but I am fighting as hard as I can because every point matters here now. 6% on the left rear. Do we have enough in it to make it to the finish here before that tire gives way? Now into the kink side by side. You don't want to do that. Now we go wide into the barrier there off the track. We somehow save it, but the car is all over the place. Logano passes us. There goes Elliott as well as his Hendrick teammate, and our driver we're battling with of Alex Bowman in the final spot for the playoffs, as well as we had a big moment with him a little bit earlier there. Now as we continue to go wide, I wasn't trying to get to him there. That was just the car being awful. 3% on the left rear through the penultimate corner, just in survive mode at this point. Sideways again into the 10 of Almirola. We both go wide. I mean, I have never driven a car that got so loose at the end point of this race and in the tire life cycle here. I'm hanging on for dear life. I can tell you right now, the left rear got to 1% on the front straightaway, but thank goodness it would hold on to the start finish line here. We're gonna come through it across the line somehow to still finish in the top 10. Thank goodness it's P9, but we just gave up so many crucial points that could be a massive difference maker in about 6 races time or whatever it is at the Daytona regular season finale. So disappointing in that fashion, but still nonetheless we did get a respectable finish here, so I can't complain about that. Kyle Larson actually I think was the reason for the caution, 2 laps down there, and Kurt Busch actually ends up 38. So 38th and 39th for the 2 fastest cars of the day. Got to be disappointing for them, but we are now after that race inside the playoffs. But look at that, Alex Bowman you saw as well is inside the playoffs here. So Matt DiBenedetto, as we know, it's 3 drivers fighting for 2 spots. Matt DiBenedetto currently is at 9 points below the cut line. So after a very strong day from both myself and Bowman, who we had quite a bit of beef with, we're inside that playoff grid. Now Austin Dillon's fallen down a little bit, but other than that, I mean, just a handful of races remaining here in this regular season. And as always, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. That is going to wrap it up for myself here today from this NASCAR Heat 5 Volume 2 Career Mode. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day one more time for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day, everybody.